So left hand side one was obviously a before, right hand one now is the after. And we can't see your grip obviously from face on, but you'll see the club face at the top of the back. So we just that drill against the wall, you hit the wall, haven't you? To be fair, that club's already gone denking the wall there. And the top of the backswing here now, that club face, as we zoom in there, if we sort of that angle, that's the sole of your club face, and there's your left arm. So that would need to be more in that angle there. So whatever that angle is there to there is by how much your club face is aiming left percentage wise. So if you equate that to kind of there, that's going to be aiming quite a long way left, isn't it? Okay, so because of this here now, you've got to then start swinging the club way out to the right there. So as you start coming back down here now, as the club gets kind of level with your hands, so the club now way behind you here on the left one here, coming in from this direction here, swinging way out to the right, and the golf club's going this way, and the ball, because the club face is shut due to the grip in that position at the top, ball's hooking way left and going very, very left. And the more left it goes, the further right you're going to try and swing it. So if we sort of put that club back at the top where you've got to, so with that different grip and the feeling now sort of swinging back to miss that wall as that club goes back now, it's more kind of in front of you, as you can see here now, yeah, right elbow softening, so you get to the top of the back swing. We draw a line on that one there now, that's where you're getting to. So rather than having it kind of there and there, you're a little bit more with that club face, just slightly more down. The left arm is higher and the club face, so your left arm was here and your club face was there, you've got your left arm higher and that club now is tilted with it more. So we're getting the club in a position so when you come back down, okay, if we look here at sort of hands and the club level, about there's the club face now kind of in line with your legs, whereas this one when you come down to when they're level, club's behind you there, you see. Yeah. Just coming away from you, so this one as you come into impact, a more direct hit towards target, you can see there, yeah? Club working more in the target direction, whereas this one now swinging out to the almost like sort of flip open it around the corner, like I say a Beckham free kick with the foot comes in from this direction, or the club in this case comes from that direction with the club aiming there, you're going to get that kind of shot. If the club comes in more from that direction with the club face aiming in that direction, the ball will then tend to go more in the direction you want to go, and it's a lot easier to control less curvature in the air than there is if you're in a massive hook or a massive slice. So if we can get that grip a little bit more on top, practice that feeling of hinging the wrist up, so the right elbow's going to soften now, and that club's going to start working up nicely now above your right shoulder. So if we look at this position here now, see where your elbows are. If you go back to this one here now, as you're going back with that left arm being kind of level, you can see your elbows there quite sort of tilted down this way, and that club going very much behind. Look at the difference in the club positions there. That's where the left arm, look at the difference in those shaft angles. That shaft now is towards the golf ball, that one's over there somewhere, yeah? Yeah. It's a much more upright swing. So your swing now is working more on this angle, more to the golf ball, as opposed to very flat around you and just hooking it from the inside. That's a great swing if you want to go around a tree somewhere, there's something in the way, but more often than not we'd hope there's nothing in your way, in the fairway more. So a more direct hit this way with the club face aim in that direction means more shots are going to be going that way. And again, think of it this way, trying to strike the ball at the mid of the golf club is going to be far easier with the golf club going in that direction than one coming from that direction, isn't it? Oh, yeah. If I said to you now, okay, right, to strike a ball correctly, your club's got to travel through a gate like that, well, I'd rather go through that fairly straight as opposed to coming in from this angle. Imagine driving a car through a narrow gap, you're going to go straight onto it rather than kind of curving round handbrake turnstile, okay? So yeah, the more we can get that right hand on top, practice some of those swings. And again, just back swings when you got that wall behind you, sort of hinging up here, okay? To about there would be fine, okay? And then the feeling now when you come back down, hand and arms can just sort of drop and fall, get that club back down in front of you here, so drop, 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 and then from this point when the hands get level with the golf ball, then the club sort of squares up and you release the club through nicely to target. Could go a bit further because obviously you're slightly in your head you were sort of on the sort of smaller swing. This is actually a fuller swing with the body, a better movement there compared to that one, but this was in the kind of mindset of just doing a smaller feeling swing. So at that speed we were great. As you sort of defaulted to a sort of a slightly faster swing, what we found was if this was where you were, if this one was where you were, and that's where you got to on a slower swing, when you went back to a faster swing, you kind of got here somewhere. And in time of practice, you'll get here, and then here, and here, and then even get better and better and better as you put that time in. But work on a speed that you think, okay, I can do it at this speed, what's my threshold? Is it 75% or 60 mile an hour, whatever it may be?
Yeah.
Practice at that speed, and in some ways warm up with that. So some speeds that are a bit slower, more under control, getting the strike, and then think, okay, right, I'm getting pretty good at this speed now. I go a bit faster. I go a bit faster, and then you find then you can get to 100%, because obviously at 100% now you'll default back into the club coming in this direction and swinging way off to the right, and resulting in, unfortunately, that sort of hooky one. The more left it goes, you'll just be fighting that left battle by aiming further right, aiming your body further right, swinging it further right, and it just becomes more and more of a hook. So it'll make the game quite tricky that way. So does that kind of make sense, and understand sort of concept there? So the right hand's key, right hand grip pressure is key. We said thumbs are the main sort of fault with most, but they squeeze with the thumbs to try and keep hold of it. Okay, if you squeeze with these thumbs, all these just then get locked tight. So nice and loose there. Hinge soft, hinge. Get that wrist set up better. Okay. Practice at home with the wall there. We can don't have a window in that wall because you might smash a few windows to start with, but find a soft wall, or even put a cover on or something, just to get the feeling of it if you do bump into it. And maybe to start with, go back at literally kind of this pace. You're going to swing back kind of there, just swinging back nice and soft. Get that right elbow softening and hinging up, and just go to there. And go a bit further than that, and just go back there, just get that feeling. Once that feeling's better, you got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good man. Okay.